This is Newsmax TV. I'm Ashley Martella. We're talking for the very first time with newly elected California Representative Duncan Dwayne Hunter. If the name sounds familiar, it's because he's the son of Duncan Hunter, who retired in November after serving 28 years in the House representing Southern California and ran for the Republican nomination for president in 2008. Duncan D. Hunter is a United States Marine, a military officer, and veteran of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. Welcome to Newsmax, Representative.
Great to be with you.
Obama wants to close Guantanamo Bay. As a Marine, how do you feel about that?
Well, first off, we ought to leave Guantanamo open right now, especially during wartime. The worst of the worst criminals are there, the worst terrorists, the guys that helped plan 9/11, guys that have attacked American soldiers and Marines in Iraq and Afghanistan. We ought to leave Guantanamo open. If he chooses to close it, what we should not do is put these terrorists, enemy combatants, on American soil, on American military bases, especially those bases whose primary goal is to train American military men and women to go combat terrorism.
Well, reports say military is considering moving the suspected terrorists either to Fort Leavenworth in Kansas or Camp Pendleton in the district you represent. How do you feel about that?
Oh, I think that they're dead wrong, and frankly, I feel that it's an insult to all the men and women that are out serving, whose families are back home here, living on those bases, that they have to have these horrible people, these terrorists who have committed crimes against America, killed American military people or planned it, have to have them living with their families while they're overseas fighting for this country. I think that's an absolute insult to the American military man and woman.
If it turns out the terrorists are brought to the United States, would they have immediate access to ACLU attorneys and liberal judges?
Well, yeah, that's the next step. So number one is Guantanamo should stay open. Two is they should not be on American soil. One, because especially on these military bases, for those two reasons I just gave. Number three is you then start the slippery slope of giving the exact same rights that you and I have to terrorists on American soil. So they'll be able to be tried in our court system here. And what if they get let off? You're going to be releasing terror suspects, enemy combatants, into American cities. I mean, there is hardly any other liberal idea worse than that.
Now, Representative Hunter, is there anything you and the other Republicans in the House can do to stop them?
Yeah, we can probably bring up legislation. Basically, what we need to do is get the American people aware of this, so the American people help us stop it. I mean, that's the only way that we can do it. I don't think any American who loves this country and understands what we're doing in Iraq and Afghanistan wants to see terror suspects in their backyard. So we have to let the American people know about it. Of course, we can bring up legislation. But I think letting the American people know about it, letting the American man and woman fighting for this country in the military, let them know about it too. Ask them what they think about enemy combatants living with their families at Camp Pendleton or at Fort Leavenworth.
You getting any help from Blue Dog Democrats in the House?
We aren't yet, but this issue is kind of on the back burner with the economy. But this is my focus, national security. But everybody else seems to be focused on the economy, which is fine. That's the number one issue. So I think maybe once this comes up front and center, really, we can start gaining some coalitions here.
Representative Hunter, a pleasure talking with you for the first time, and please give your dad our warmest, fondest regards from all of us here at Newsmax.
I will do it.
And thank you for watching Newsmax TV.